Good evening and welcome to the Job Search Solution, the radio program where we talk about looking for a job, changing jobs, changing careers, hiring. And as always, we begin with a prayer. Dear God, grant us thy peace and thy mercy. Thy will be done. We're going to begin this evening with a pet peeve of mine, and this should be a pet peeve of everybody, and it has to do with fillers in your speech. Fillers are speech patterns, especially in the interviewing situation, that are distracting and will mess up your interview. They are lip loads that people use because they are nervous, because they are uncomfortable with what they're doing, and so they use them as fillers. You know, you've heard them from people before. And that's one of them. We're going to go over these things. If they are in your vocabulary while you are interviewing, please practice getting rid of them. You know is the worst one. You know. Everything is ended, every sentence is ended with, you know. You know this, you know that, you know. After about the fifth one, it becomes so distracting that a hiring authority or an interviewing authority gets so fed up with it that they can't see straight and they can't wait to get you out of the office. Honestly, as though you haven't been honest with me in other things that you've said. Honestly, I had a guy call me yesterday and he was trying to sell me a video chat software kind of thing. And he kept saying, honestly. Every third sentence began with honestly. And about the third time, it made me wonder, are you not being honest about other stuff? Honestly? Cut it out. Get it out of your vocabulary. Let me be honest with you, as though you haven't been honest with me before. Let me be honest with you. Well, of course, I would expect you to be honest with me. I would expect you to be so honest with me that you wouldn't have to tell me that you're being honest. Honestly? Let me be honest with you? Of course, you should be in the beginning. And then, of course, there's a proverbial, let me be transparent. As though you hadn't been transparent through the whole conversation. As though you were trying to hide something in another situation, in any of the other conversations that we had, that you haven't been transparent. People use these kinds of things to fill in the gaps. They are uncomfortable with silence. And you have to get comfortable with silence in a conversation. The truth is, well, is everything else you've said not the truth? The truth is that, and then they go on to explain, and as though everything else hasn't been the truth. Of course, everyone would expect that what you have said has been the truth. Now, if you're in the habit of these kind of lip loads, you need to practice getting them out of your vocabulary, especially when you are interviewing. Interviewing and hiring authorities are making very quick decisions about you and everything about you based on very little conversation. Most of the information is communicated in what you say and the manner in which you say it. These kind of lip loads are used because people are nervous and they are uncomfortable with silence. When you practice answering questions in the interviewing process, you need to practice answering those questions within a 25 to 30 second answer and then stop. Become comfortable with being quiet. So if there's silence for 10 or 15 seconds, which might seem like 25 or 30 seconds, that's okay. It's all right. let there be silence. Answer the question and then stop. Smile. Answer back with a question of, does that make sense? Did I answer your question? But stop these lip loads, especially the you know. It makes us sound so stupid. And yet we don't even know we're doing it because we've been doing it for so long that it's part of the way that we communicate. Now, it takes about 10 to 14 days of practice to get rid of habits. And if you're going to be in the interviewing situation, you need to practice with someone you know, your spouse, somebody, and practice these interviewing techniques and get rid of these lip loads. There might be other ones that you might have that you use all the time, but please get rid of them, because after about 10 minutes of you knows, and trust me, and truth is, pretty soon a hiring authority or interviewing authority gets so leery of what you're telling them, they just don't plain trust you. And I know this takes practice. I know that it isn't easy, but it is something that you have to do. Get rid of those things. All right, we're going to take a short break. Stay tuned. This is Tony Bashara with the Job Search Solution.